Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bob's Foxhole News with your host, Bob. Currently, it is day 538 in the Foxhole War, with it being 22 days in our time, Earth time, if you will. I apologize for not being around for the 400 days between 100 to 500. I don't have any good excuse for it, apart from trying to get some art done for the main opening scene. This is currently what's been in the works. Yep. It's good, just wish it was colored in. But anyway. We'll be also adding a new segment to the show. We'll be talking a little bit about tech, about what's currently previously unlocked in the tech tree for both sides, and what's going to be unlocked now in the foreseeable future. With that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with the basics. And once we've done that, I'll talk a little bit about tech, and then we can get into fronts from left to right on the map. Let's begin, shall we? Today, if you guys didn't know, is day 536 within the Foxhole Wars, with a total casualty count of 3,423,155 at this time of recording. Total towns captured by both sides is at 18, with Origin being the conflict zone, with it not being controlled at the moment. With storm cannons that we know about, there are 37 storm cannons to the Warden side and 27 to the Colonials. Listening posts 8 to the Wardens and 5 to the Colonials, respectively. The highest casualty rate per region would be Deadlands at 287,000 for Wardens and 252,000 for Colonials. Total amounts, I might add. This war, ladies and gentlemen, has been extremely bloody. With it only being 22 days since the start of this war, we are starting to get close to the highest casualty rate, with it being the previous war, War 95, the Forever War, if you will, with a total casualty count of 4,286,727, with the Colonials winning that previous war. At our current rate, we may be able to get to 4 million by 30 days. And if we do that, ladies and gentlemen, this war will be the deadliest war since the previous. God damn. We're always breaking new records here in our local Siva, in the local area called Siva. God, this war will never end, will it? We're back to how we originally were in terms of towns captured, with 18 and 18 respectively for both sides. The front house shift, however, with it being a more left to right kind of a wave type thing, with Deadlands being the center point, Origin being the point foremost to the left, and Godcross being the point foremost to the right. As we look over to the tech tree, currently in terms of vehicles, the both sides are currently now researching their battle tanks respectively. These tanks haven't been in the wars for a very long time. They have recently made their resurgence in this war, in this update war, might I add. Now they are being researched, and soon enough, prototypes will be starting to be produced and sent to the front lines. If you can try and get into one of those tanks and have a little go of them, I would highly recommend. They are fun, so I've heard. As we move over to infantry tech now, currently rocket boosters are now being developed. What these mean, what these are pretty much the parts you need to build the rockets. The nickname of them are nukes in the Foxhole Wars, in Foxhole. So what these weapons are essentially weapons that you have to use a radio backpack, and you have to use binoculars, and you have to look at a town and then broadcast the coordinates. And once you have these said coordinates, then they can be brought over to one of these rocket sites, put into the machine. Takes 5 minutes to refuel, and then it launches. It is an inter-regional weapon, so it can go over regions and it can destroy uh, it can destroy everything within its blast radius, which I believe is 100 meters from the center point, and it can completely destroy a town, leaving it as a ruin with no way out of it, essentially. It is destroyed, it is gone, it is useless. These weapons are very effective to destroying logi hubs, where even the buildings inside of the town will be destroyed. So, refineries, factories, they will be completely useless. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The basics of what's been going on currently. As we move over to talking about the conflict zones, the regions, I would like to make note that at this point in time, there is some points where some regions only are completely filled by and completely filled, meaning that there is no conflict in some of these points. I'll make note of that when we come across it. So let's begin, starting off with origin. Currently, the capital of origin is, I'm not even trying to pronounce this, is currently white, meaning it is being fought over. Same thing with interim as well. The front is on the slide side, with north being controlled by the Wardens and the south being controlled by the Colonials. Moving over to Westgate. Kingstone is currently in colonial hands, as well as Lord's Mouth. Recently, Ranches Fast um, has been brought down to a white, unknown who's going to capture it, with Holdfast being the front line between Kingstone and Holdfast being the front line there, most likely. Moving over to Lockmore, currently the front line is between Market Road and the capital of the region, Femier for more. Oh, also Tomb of the Fist as well. Tomb of the First. Moving over to Deadlands, Abandoned Ward is currently under um, colonial hands, with the Spine, Iron's End, and the Salt March being the front line for the Colonials, and Callahan's Gate being the front line for the Wardens. Moving over to Mount Maidban Hollow, the Split Rocks is the Warden front line, and Lockheed is the Colonial front line. Nothing to really make note of here. It appears this is just a bridge battle. Moving over to the two regions that I was talking about. Currently, these regions are filled with just the side. So, for example, Weathered Expanse is completely Wardened, and Endless Shore is completely Colonial, respectively. So there is no front line going on in these two parts. However, if we move over to Godcroft, the final frontline region, Axe Head is currently the war colonial front line, with Promots being the Warden front line. It is still anyone's game. Still, anyone can achieve victory in this war. Um, with 18 victory points to 18 victory points, respectively. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our news. There is really nothing else to report about. No rockets have been built yet, nor we have the parts for them. But the next tech unlocks that we do, they will be starting to be built. They, however, require massive amounts of resources. Don't expect them to be built and firing as soon as the tech is unlocked. It's going to take a few days, probably. Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I apologize for me not being around. Again, I was waiting for some art to be done. However, it took longer than anticipated, and it's still going on at the moment. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you good luck to your respective sides. Go, go Wardens. And I hope you enjoyed this. And I'll keep doing this every 2 to 3 days, even if the art is not done. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you good luck. Hopefully, you'll survive this deadly, deadly, deadly war. The update war. Good night, good luck, and goodbye.